Today I got a pretty crazy story, so yeah, grab something to drink maybe, grab something to eat, strap in, get comfortable, and let's call today's subscriber who sent in the story, let's call him Cody. Anyways, right, so Cody had a girlfriend, and they had been together for probably about like 3 months at this point. And the thing was, right, Cody's girlfriend, his parents were really not down with her having a boyfriend at this time because Cody and Cody's girlfriend, they were just they were seniors in high school. However, the parents were like, this is the most important time for your grades because it was towards the beginning. We want to make sure that you're 100% focused into getting into college. We want to make sure that you have no distractions or anything like that. So they just weren't really a fan of her having a boyfriend, and maybe there were other reasons that they just didn't want to see like their daughter be with a man or something like so young, which they weren't really young. I think she was close to 18, if not 18 at that point. But anyways, right, that didn't stop her from dating anyone because her and Cody, the subscriber, were dating for about 3 months at that time, but she had to keep it kind of discreet, which, allowed her to have a boyfriend, which was nice. But the problem was they couldn't really hang out any place besides school because, like, if she was to come over to Cody's house, Cody's mom would definitely be the one to, like, say something to, her mom's parents or whatever, or not her mom's parents, to her parents. And not out of, like, malice or anything, but just, like, 'cause she's, like, I don't know, Cody's mom was talkative or whatever. So the problem was they could really only hang out at school or, like, the park or whatever, and I don't know, Cody and Cody's girlfriend were kind of getting sick of that. They wanted to actually hang out together in a house or something, have a little bit of privacy or something, I don't know. So one day, Cody's girlfriend texts him, and he, picks up his phone, and, he looks at it, and Cody's girlfriend says, hey, like, by the way, this Friday, my parents are going to be gone for the entire night. Like, they'll be coming back early Saturday morning. So, yeah, if you want to come over and just kind of, like, leave kind of late Saturday night or, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 in the morning, I guess, on Saturday morning. So Cody was pretty stoked because, I mean, this was a pretty big deal. This is the first time that him and his girlfriend were going to not just have time alone, but have, like, an entire house to themselves for hours on end without having to, like, be cautious or worrying about anything. So let's just skip ahead a little bit, and it's finally Friday night. So Cody, who lives in the neighborhood, or they kind of live close enough to each other, Cody walks over. It's still like a 25-minute walk, so it's not as if, like, I don't know, they're just like neighbors or anything. But Cody makes the walk over there, goes to the door, texts his girlfriend, and, she opens the door, has this big old smile on her face, because she is just as excited, if not a little bit more than Cody is. And Cody's really excited, so, they're about to have a good time. Anyway, so, life is good. They have food together. They're talking. Cody's looking around, her house. And Cody finds, like, I don't know, an embarrassing photo of her when she was younger or whatever. And she's like, stop. Just kind of like having a good time with each other, dude. It was a good time. It was a good experience. This was up until a little while later. So let's flash forward a couple hours. Cody and her were in bed together. And stop. Don't get weird in the comments. Nothing weird happens yet in this story, or nothing actually weird happens in the story. They were literally just in bed watching Netflix together. Were they going to be continuing to watch Netflix the entire night? I don't know. That's up to you. That's up to your gross and disgusting imaginations, you pervert. Anyways, they were just in bed together, and they were watching Netflix. And life was good, man. They were watching some show. Life was good, man. Cody was riding on like a high of his life. Just like things are so nice right now. And that's when they hear a car pull up. And Cody, turns to his girlfriend and is like, I thought you said your parents were coming back tomorrow morning. And Cody's girlfriend was just looking at him completely. There's no response because she was like kind of shocked at this moment. And that's when they hear footsteps. And then they hear the door open. And Cody's girlfriend just looks at Cody and points at the closet and says, go in there. And Cody, who was just like having literally 30 seconds ago, the time of his life, immediately is like in just complete dread and panic. He runs over to the closet, he shuts it, and gets as quiet as possible. He's even trying to breathe. Sorry, I just woke up 5 minutes ago, so my brain is super foggy. He even just started to breathe slower to have less breaths in to make himself more discreet. It was at that point. Real quick, secret word of the day is girlfriend, so comment girlfriend down below, and I'll try and heart your comment. I sorry for forgetting the secret word for the last couple of videos. No, I'm not stopping to do that. I actually find it one of the easiest ways to make sure I interact with you guys and make sure I give as many hearts and interactions with you guys. So I do appreciate you watching my videos, and I think that's one of the best ways for me to show it. I just forget. I get really into the stories when I'm telling them, and I just forget to say it. But anyways, let's get back to it because it's pretty exciting right now. So Cody's in the closet, and he's just listening intently, and he hears footsteps come up the stairs, then he hears footsteps walk up to his girlfriend's room, and then he hears the door open, and he hears his girlfriend go, "Oh, hi, Dad," and he's just like, oh, and Cody's just like, oh my God, please don't open this door, dude, please don't open this door, please. And I mean, there's no real reason for him to, but maybe he's like, okay, random closet inspection time, like, I don't know, but anyways, right, Cody's girlfriend's dad is like, "Hey, how's it going?" And Cody's girlfriend's like, like, "Why are you here?" And like, she didn't say that exactly, but she's like, "Oh, I thought you weren't coming back tonight." And he said, "Yeah, well, whatever happened, like, they actually canceled. Like, we had plans to go somewhere, but there was like something happening there, and like, we're really upset about it, but they had to like shut down or something. So we came back early tonight." Like, I hope that's okay. Like, we'll still give you the night. We'll be out of your hair. Mom and I are just going to go watch TV and then go to bed. She's like, "Oh, no, that's fine. Like, okay, like, you guys can go ahead and do that." And, Cody's dad's like, not Cody's dad's, Cody's girlfriend's dad is like, "All right, well, I don't know. I keep watching whatever shows you're watching or something. We're just going to go in the other room, watch TV." So, Cody's girlfriend, in her house, the room that, the television room, or the room with the big TV that everyone watches, like movies and stuff, it is right next to her room. And the problem is, you need to go down the stairs. There are no two exits. There is one pathway to go down the stairs and then get out of the house, right? And that passes the TV room. And the other thing is, right, the wall between, the TV room and Cody's girlfriend's room is incredibly thin. So if they make any noise, you can kind of hear it, even with the TV on pretty loud. If Cody is even like talks at all, he's getting screwed. The dad's going to run in there 100%. So Cody's just sitting there, and he whips out his phone, turns down the brightness, because it sounds like Cody's girlfriend's dad has left the room. And he sends his girlfriend a text, right, saying, "What do I do?" And, she responds to Cody like, "All right." So she says, "Stay in there for a second. Let me figure this out." So Cody's just sitting in a closet right now, having no idea what's going on. And he hears like a TV turn on and like a show playing kind of far away. And Cody's girlfriend texts him and is like, "Hey, okay, you can come out of the closet, but you got to be incredibly quiet. You also can't say a word for the rest of the duration of the time you're here, because the walls are really thin and they'll hear you." So Cody slowly opens up the closet door. And so anyways, right, Cody's just sitting there. He gets out there and he just looks at his girlfriend. And his girlfriend's looking kind of panicky, and he's kind of panicky. And she's like, gives him kind of a motion to like stay there for a second. And she walks up and she looks at the door, goes up to her door and kind of just locks it. And then he sits back down and it's like starts texting, and it's like seems to be like frantically texting on her phone. So Cody looks at his text messages and he sees the 3 little dot bubble that like when someone's texting you appear next to his girlfriend's name. And sure enough, she sends a text saying, "Okay, here's the deal." And then it's a very long text. The TLDR of the text basically says, "Hey, like, my parents are back for some reason. Something happened at the event. They're going to be here for the night. They're currently watching TV in the room next door. The only way out of the house is, down the stairs, which passes the TV room. If the door is open, they're almost most definitely going to see you, right? So we need to go out and check to see if the door is open. If the door is closed, quietly walk down the stairs, hope that they don't like happen to want to get something to drink or something to eat while you're walking down the stairs, or you're screwed. And if the door is open, well, then we're going to have to figure something out." So Cody then texts his girlfriend, "So should I go out and look, or should you?" And Cody's girlfriend is like, "I should go out and look 100%. So she gets out of the bed, unlocks the door, quietly opens it. Thankfully, didn't squeak or anything. And the door is open. The door to, the door to the bedroom, or not the bedroom, but the TV room is open. And if anyone walks by it, the parents would be able to see it just by the way that the room is configured. So Cody's girlfriend, closes her door again, sits down, It just has this look of dread on her face. So Cody immediately knows that, yes, the door is open. So Cody's girlfriend texts him and says, hey, yeah, the door's open. And Cody's like, what are we going to do? And she's like, I actually do not know. Like, I'm seriously at a loss for what we should do right now. And Cody's like, is there any way that you could close it without being suspicious? And Cody's girlfriend looks at the text or looks at her phone, puts her phone down for a second, just stares at the wall, and then has this like almost light bulb moment and like picks up her phone and she says, yes, give me a second. So she gets up, she walks out of the room, and Cody, who's curious, kind of like goes up to the wall and presses his ear against it. Because remember, the walls are really thin. And he's listening and he hears like the door. He hears someone walk into the TV room. And she's like, oh, hi, Mom, Dad. How's it going? And Cody hears his girlfriend ask her parents about a little bit more specific details about what happened, kind of just like having a very generic conversation. And Cody was trying to figure out like what his girlfriend was even planning on doing right now. Like he was like, all right, what's going on? Like, what's her plan? And then, he hears her say, okay, guys, I'm sorry that happened. Like, have a good night. I'm probably going to be going to bed soon. And then he hears it. As his girlfriend was walking out of the room, she closes the door. The plan was to go in there, have a conversation with them, but the whole intention of it was to make sure that as she was leaving, that she could close the door. And Cody was listening very intently to hear if either one of the parents is like, oh, you don't have to close the door, or oh, can you open the door, leave it open, we like to hear things or whatever. Or two, the parents were going to walk up as soon as she left and reopen the door, right? So anyways, Cody doesn't hear any of that. He kind of walks away from the wall, and then he sits there, and Cody's girlfriend comes back in the room. She gives him the 2 big thumbs up, and Cody texts her should I leave now? And she's like, yes, the door's closed, but I can't guarantee it'll be closed for much longer. So anyways, right, Cody gets up and slowly opens the door, no creak, right? He just walks by as quietly but as quickly as possible, because he doesn't want to wait as long as possible and then accidentally have one of the parents just walk out of the room, because even if the door is closed, if they walk out, that's not going to do anything. So he's quietly sneaking by down the hallway, and he starts walking down the stairs, but he also remembers that the stairs are very creaky, so he's very careful when he walks down them. And he's gotten into the kitchen, right? And he checks the alarm, and the alarm is not set, which means he can leave the room, or he can leave the house without the alarm going off. And that's when he hears it. He hears a door open up, and he realizes that one of the parents decided that, I don't know, maybe they want a glass of water, they want something to eat. So Cody is like, all right, I got 2 choices. I could quickly open the door and close it quickly, but that's going to alert them that someone was in the house, and they're probably going to freak out and realize it was me. Or I hide. So Cody looks around and decides, all right, I'm just going to hide in the bathroom down here, because there's a bathroom right next to the kitchen, and he just goes in there and he just hides, and he realizes pretty quickly that this might be one of the worst hiding places ever, because maybe they needed to go to the bathroom. Maybe that's why they came down. There was a bathroom on the 2nd floor, but maybe they were like, oh, maybe our daughter's using it, we won't even bother using it. So Cody listens as they walk down the stairs, and he's like, oh my God, please don't use the bathroom. Because first, he's going to give one of them a heart attack. Second of all, he's going to get caught. It's going to be a terrible disaster. And he hears footsteps approaching the bathroom. He's like, that's it. I'm done, man. That's it. I'm done. So Cody's like, oh my God, what do I do? And he's just in a state of shock. So he doesn't even move. And sure enough, right, the footsteps come closer and closer to the bathroom, and then they pass right by it. And Cody just has a wave of relief wash over him. He realizes he's not out of the doghouse yet, because, I don't know, the parents could come back and go to the bathroom, or maybe they'll hear him leave. But anyways, right, he hears a glass of water being poured, and then he hears the footsteps once again come closer to the bathroom. And while he's more confident they're not coming in here, he gets nervous again, just in case they have to go to the bathroom again or whatever. And sure enough, right, they walk right by him. And after about a minute or 2, he feels confident. He gets out of the bathroom. He walks out to the door. He opens it really quietly, and then he closes it really quietly. And at this point, right, he kind of locates where the window is for the TV room, and unfortunately the window is kind of pointing towards the front of the house, so he can't just escape out of the front. So he walks to the back of the house, climbs over the fence, kind of sneaks out, and then starts like walking out. Immediately, as soon as he kind of gets out of the view of the house, texts his girlfriend saying, "We're all good. I made it out. I don't think your parents noticed." She texted back like, "Oh my God, so sorry this happened. Like, thank you for getting out. Like, quietly, like we really dodged a bullet here. I'll let you know if this ever happens again." And he texts back being like, "Well, you know what? Maybe you should come to my house instead."
Click on the video on screen right now. I know you'll enjoy it. Just click it, do it.